had a big day today. The bill passed, and I think it's going to do very well in the House. We'll see how that works out, but looks like it's ahead of schedule. See what happens. Happy about it. This was great today, going down to Florida, seeing what Homeland and Ron and everybody else have been able to do in a very short period of time. So happy about it. I hope you enjoyed it. Go ahead. Any questions? What about him? Well, I just don't think he does a good job for the country. He's always a no. I call him Rand Paul Jr. He's always a no. Nothing constructive at all. I mean, just terrible. Thomas Massey from Kentucky. And nothing constructive. I don't think he's a very smart guy. Good education, but that's about it. I don't care about it. I don't think about him. I mean, you know, when I oppose somebody, and for some reason the voters, almost always, they seem to go along with me because they know I'm working hard. I have a nice high IQ. They like that, you know. We like high IQ people. But they know I make good decisions. That's why we have that. Trump was right about everything, right? But, you know, I don't like guys like, they just keep saying, no, I vote no, I vote no. There's nothing. Let him do something. Let him get what he wants to vote yes. But if you look at his voting record, it's always against. Well, he's going to have an opponent. He's going to have a big opponent, a good opponent, who's going to win. A poll just came out, and it showed anybody I endorse against Massey loses by 25 points. So he's going to be history, I think. I felt the Senate was going to be tougher than the House. We got there. We got pretty much what we wanted. It was it's an amazing package. It's the biggest bill ever passed if we get this done. You know, most of the people wanted 7 or 8 different bills. And I thought that was tougher because it'd be, 100%, but then there'd be nothing. This bill has something for everybody by doing it this way. So we're happy about it. We're happy with the result. Well, they're going to ask for certain changes, probably. I don't know. I mean, I guess what would happen, if that happens, you'd then have to run it fast past the Senate, so, it never ends. I don't know if that's going to happen.
Do you think it's still possible to get this done?
I guess that's been done, right? On occasion, that will happen where they'll make a change and they'll get it passed. So we'll go pretty quickly. But I think the Senate was a very big move, and they worked very hard. I didn't get along with Tillis, and he resigned. That's good. That's a good thing.
Run for that seat, sir.
Well, somebody that would really be great is Lara. She grew up there, but they live in Florida. They have a very good life, and they're great people. She did fantastically running the RNC. She's even got a show it's like the #1 show, and Mark Levin is likewise. I mean, they have the #1, #2 show over the weekend. So she's done well. She's a great person, Lara Trump. I mean, that would always be my first choice, but she doesn't live there now. But she's there all the time. Her parents, and she really knows North Carolina well. And I won it 3 times. I don't know who the candidates are going to be. I think you're going to have one of the congressmen step up, and should do very well.
So does she talk to you about it?
No, not at all. It's so soon. I had it out with this guy 2 nights ago, and he resigned, which I was happy about. He did us all a favor.
Sir, you spent a lot of time with Secretary No today, obviously. Did you discuss with her at all this report about an $80,000 money payment she received in 23 and appears to have been kept off her federal disclosure?
No, I haven't. I didn't. You're telling me this for the first time. I think she's done an amazing job.
On Secretary No, you talked about...
Who are you with?
Washington Examiner, sir.
Okay. Good paper, actually.
Are you concerned right now, again, with the speed of the deportations? Obviously, Tom Hogan, Stephen Miller have talked about this isn't enough.
Well, it's going to take a long period of time. We're going to have a lot of angst because it's a tough thing. But no, I think they're doing an amazing job. And, you know, we're doing a lot of home deportations. We're doing a lot of deportations or self-deportations where they come in and they deport and then they want to come back into the country. And they can only come back into the country under no circumstances unless they go out the proper way. Otherwise, they're never coming back in. No, I think it's going very well. Look, Biden did us a tremendous disservice when he allowed this to happen to our country. And I always said it's the toughest thing. You know, I had inflation and I got rid of it. We don't have inflation. I had a bad economy and we got, you know, we set a new stock market high today. And we're doing unbelievable. The country's doing unbelievable. I always said the most difficult thing is what happened at the border, allowing 21 or 25 million people to come into our country. It's the most difficult thing. It's a very hard thing. I think we're doing a fantastic job in getting them out. But you have a lot of self-deporting, a lot more than people understand. And those people are eligible maybe to come back in.
Mr. President, are you thinking of extending the pause on tariffs beyond July 9th?
No, I'm not. I'm not thinking about the pause. I'll be writing letters to a lot of countries. And I think you're just starting to understand the process. We've dealt with Japan. I'm not sure if we're going to make a deal. I doubt it with Japan. They're very tough. You have to understand they're very spoiled. I love Japan. I really like the new prime minister too. Abe was one of my closest friends, as you know. The new prime minister is great. He's a very strong guy. But they and others are so spoiled from having ripped us off for 30, 40 years that it's really hard for them to make a deal. You know, it's very hard. As an example with Japan, they won't take rice, and yet they desperately need rice. You know that. But they won't take rice. They won't take other products that we have. But think of it, they need rice so badly, but they won't take rice. I figured that was an easy one. Or the cars, as you know, they send out millions. We didn't give them one car in 10 years. They won't take any cars, but they'll sell millions of cars. So we told them, sorry, you can't do that. And we have a great relationship, great reliance, and really a great sort of a partnership in a way. But on trade, they've been very unfair. And those days are gone. So what I'm going to do is I'll write them a letter, say we thank you very much. And we know you can't do the kind of things that we need. And therefore, you'll pay a 30%, 35%, or whatever the number is that we determine, because we also have a very big trade deficit with Japan, as you know. And it's very unfair to the American people. So they maybe will be happy, they maybe won't be happy. But some countries we won't even allow to trade. But for the most part, we're going to determine a number, just very simply write them a nice letter, probably one page or a page and a half at the most. And it's going to be essentially congratulations. And it's going to be an honor to allow you to go and do business in the United States of America, because it really is an honor to be able to do that. But we never viewed it that way in this country. And you saw we took in $129 billion in tariffs already. We haven't even started. No inflation. Our country's strong. Our interest rate should be 3 points lower. If our interest rate was 3 points lower, that's almost $1 trillion in cost. And it's done just by the signing of a pen. But we have a moron at the head of the Fed. He's a moron.
Speaking of Jay Powell, do you have a top choice?
I do. I have 2 or 3 top choices, actually. No. You almost got me there.
Are there other trade deals that are close to being done that you think you will announce over the next week?
I think we're going to have a deal with India, possibly. And that's going to be a different kind of a deal. It's going to be a deal where we're able to go in and compete. Right now, India doesn't accept anybody in. I think India is going to do that. And if they do that, we're going to have a deal for much less tariffs. Thank you for telling me, by the way. Yeah.
Investigating him. Investigating the auto pen. What's your investigation?
Well, the auto pen is under investigation. The auto pen's a serious thing. I think it's one of the most serious things I've heard. Mayorkas was a terrible, terrible secretary, but he was given orders to do things, and the people that gave those orders probably have pardons. You know, Biden pardoned a lot of people. The only one he didn't pardon was himself. But I don't know if I'd do to him what he did to me. The problem is he wouldn't understand what happened, so maybe it wouldn't be so bad.
Video with Speaker Johnson is telling him about how he stopped the LNG gas, and he thought he
Oh,
How many more examples do you think there are that Speaker John that President Biden just didn't know what he was doing?
President Obama was a terrible president. President Biden was the worst president in the history of our country. President Bush should not have gone into the Middle East and blown the place up. So I don't give him high marks either. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. I give Trump very high marks. Goodbye, everybody.